This Transformers 96 here with another very review. This time we have the Star Wars The Black Series Guavian Enforcer. So yeah, overall I could be pronouncing their name wrong, so very sorry if I am, and feel free to correct me in the comments. Yeah, so let's go over this figure. So this is a Wave 2 figure, and he is one that we really haven't seen from any of the trailers. There's one quick shot from a behind-the-scenes trailer that does actually show two Guavian guards, enforcers, running through a hallway. Looks like they're in a ship or something. So basically that's the only time we've ever seen them in any of the marketing for Star Wars. The back bio says that they're security guards of the Guavian Gains, so not quite sure who they are very much, other than they're basically going to be your security guards of probably some bad people, probably minor people in the movie, so there you go. So overall, let's go over the actual figure. Overall, the look of this figure is fantastic. They've sculpted and painted the figure beautifully. The head sculpt I really do like. Obviously, it's got that weird look to it, but I think that the toy Hasbro has painted it really nicely. As you can see, you've got a bright red, which I wish that they kind of went with a bit of a darker red to match the clothing a bit more, but I still think that the bright red looks good. Has a big silver scar going down the middle of it, and there's some amazing texturing, as you can see behind that little red dot there of basically the eye. Overall, I think it looks really cool. You do have some nice texture on the black neck. And then he's got the kind of upper arm pad. Overall, not too much texture in there. Obviously, there's not supposed to be texture though. Going over the actual red undersuit, looks fantastic. They've sculpted the wrinkling so well. The Black Series figures really can do wrinkling on clothing superbly. They look really natural and realistic, and they just look fantastic. They kind of went with a bright red actually, but they've washed in so much silver and so much black that it gives it a very dark, kind of dirty look. Overall, I think it looks fantastic though, and just has an awesome look. So overall, I really do love the sculpting on this, and look at all this awesome texture on his butt actually, but there is still some great detailing there. Maybe some symbols of the alien Gain tribe or something. Who knows? But overall, it looks absolutely fantastic, and I do like the sculpting in general. Where it kind of lacks is in these boots. I mean, you have some great dark black that has some wonderful texture in the pouches and on the gauntlets here, and then you get to these boots, which are just plain. There's not really any spectacular texturing in it, and they're just a flat gray. So it is definitely a shame that this might be accurate. However, I wish that they did at least the dark black on the boots to match everything else, because the boots really let down the figure actually, I have to say. It's very disappointing, but overall, really do love the design of the outfit and the color and texture that they've applied. It's spectacular actually. I really, probably one of the best in the Black Series line for The Force Awakens in general actually. So that's the positives here. The negatives are going to be his weapons. I think that his weapons designs are kind of neat. He's got like an oversized huge pistol, and then he has like a futuristic tiny science fiction Tommy gun almost, in my opinion. It kind of looks like. Overall, they're neat and they're designed pretty cool, but they are basically a flat gray. Wish that they would have made them black or silver and added in some more detail on them in paint wise. They're sculpted quite nicely. It's just that the paint is rather lacking in it. Same thing with the boots here, like I said. And then the fact that he does have soft rubber joints that are just disappointing overall in his knees. They are soft rubber, so they're a little bit harder to move, and they don't feel as strong, and the ankles feel quite loose with the hinge there. So unfortunately, he does have the tendency to kind of lean forward a bit. Oops, as I say that, he falls. Perfect timing, Enforcer. But overall, he does have some weak joints on the ankles there. Nothing like extreme. He's not going to be falling over all the time, but if you don't pay attention when you're posing him, then he might fall over. But if you do put him in a good position, he won't have that trouble. Going over the articulation in general, he has a fantastic hinge at that neck. As you can see, looking up, probably perfectly. I don't think it can get any better than that actually. And he looks down perfectly as well. And then swivels, of course. He's got ball hinge shoulders with hinge swivel at the elbow. The hinge moves about the same amount that the Stormtrooper's hinge move. Then he has ball hinge wrists. The hinge on his right arm goes up and down, while the one on his left arm goes in and out. So overall, I do like when they do that because it gives you different posing options. As you can see, you can put the gun over here and have him where he's kind of angling it down, looking almost gangster-like. I think that looks kind of neat. And on this side, if you wanted to, you can have it where he's got it angled in so that you can get it to point over this way more so. So I do like it when they put the different wrist joints on either side. He's got a ball jointed torso, upper torso. However, it's mainly just a swivel. Got a ball jointed at the thighs, swivel at the bicep, or swivel at the thighs, sorry. And then double hinge knees, again with this soft rubber hinges, unfortunately. And then on this side with the top hinge, it is connected to a piece on his thigh, so you can really not move the top hinge too much without really stressing this piece. So when you're moving this leg, when you're bending the elbow, I recommend holding the knee joint and making it so that you only use the bottom hinge and not the top hinge, because they are double hinged. So that's basically as far as you can get. If you wanted to, you can go one more click with the top one, because that stretches it out a bit, but it has that room to do so. I wouldn't recommend going too much over that without risk of breaking or snapping the wire there. So yeah, overall it's a figure that actually looks visually quite stunning and really fantastic in general. However, it's just one that I'm not really too into for some reason. Without really seeing the characters in the movies, I don't have too much interest in him. However, once I see the movie, I might really love these guys and want to buy a few more. Overall, the figure excels heavily in some areas, and in some areas he does kind of fall under the bar. But either way, I think it's an excellent figure overall. If you're not too into the Black series, I wouldn't recommend this one. I'd wait until you see the movie, so then you can decide whether you actually like this character, because he is one that, of course, we really don't know anything about at the moment. So there you go. That's my review of the Star Wars The Black Series Guavian Enforcer. Thanks so much for watching.